Hi and welcome. I'm John and this is Unique Wargaming Terrain. Guys, welcome back. For everyone that's new, this is the weekly Wednesday Wargaming questions and answers. It's an off-the-cuff video. What that means is I record and upload. There is no fancy editing skills. You won't see my intro symbol at the beginning. Nothing like that. There is a transition button. So if I need to bring you back and show you something over here, or if there's heavy rain or noise outside, and I can just stop filming, wait for that to pass, I'll sort it out and then come back to filming. Sometimes you have my little one in the yard and she'll come in and start talking to me and I'll say, oh, stop. It's as is life, as is off the cuff video. Is the weekly Q&As are primarily model focused, and it's 99.9% of the time GW stuff. There is some terrain questions every so often that come up, and some general information about myself and what's going on in the workshop. There's also questions to do with the hobby as general. If I come across any tools or materials or anything sneaky that we can use, I'll let you guys know. I haven't actually had my eyes peeled on anything recently. I've just been trying to sort of bog down with everything that's going on here. Lots of loads of little bits and pieces. For all my regulars here, guys, I feel love, thank you very much. Right, so let's get started, shall we? First thing I want to talk about, I'm still doing commissions. Let's build painting and custom terrain pieces. Let me break it down for you guys. Let's Builds. Anyone that's new to the channel hasn't seen Let's Builds, I put model kits together and show you how to do it. So that's a visual aid for you guys. If you struggle with instructions, if you have dyslexia, they're a visual aid for you to look at, or if you're looking at a new army to start with, again, that's a visual aid. Why would you come to me for a commission Let's Build? Because you may not have the space, the time to do it, or you might have the space and the time, but you have little hands around, and you don't want super glue out or plastic glue out when there's little fingers touching stuff, or you have a cat that wants to get up and get involved in everything, stuff like that. Painting, well, anyone that's new to the channel, you see my painting videos, I can paint the model to battle ready standard, so you can just put it on the table while you go. I can paint it to a battle ready standard, but then you come in after that and you'll do a dry brush, or you'll do a wash down, or whatever edge highlight, whatever you want to do. Or I can take it past battle ready standards. So if you're new here and you're looking at the painting videos for the first time, you're seeing those painting videos, I'll say, right, this is battle ready, but I'll take it to the next level now. Okay, so all my regulars know that and they enjoy that. And custom terrain pieces. So again, if you're new to the channel, you want to go check out some of the crazy stuff I've built already, terrain wise. And I try to do every 7 to 10 days, but for me at the moment it's hard trying to juggle work, little one, and doing. I can work on terrain, but then I'm not going to give you a model video. So it's that kind of way. So I try to get a model video done, so it's a video that can be uploaded, and then do little bits of terrain here and there. The other factor is there's so many little jobs to do here that I'm swamped with time. I try and do 5-10 minutes here, 5-10 minutes there, and work on everything else. But there is a lot. My regulars will know because they see all the Space Marines last weekly Wednesday, I think it was, that I've still got to sort out, and there's Chaos Marines to sort out, and there's, I think all the Odaria is sorted out now, but there's those sort of things to do. I've still got, I think it's 5 bags down here of different armies to sort out, including this Skaven behind me, 7th edition box game of Warhammer, I think it is Skaven. There's Skaven in the box down there to sort out. There's Orcs and Goblins. There's excuse me. There's so much to do, but that's why the terrain is a little bit slow at the moment. And it's that time of year where the weather's a little bit. I mean, the terrain pieces I built the other day, and uploaded the other day. I've got one behind me to show you the resin effect with the PVA glue. And I tell you guys, it's absolutely mind-blowing how great this is, but it still hasn't cured. It's still not quite there yet, but still it's drying like water, and it looks fantastic. And it will be a very cheap way of doing water effects without having to buy resin, because resin isn't that expensive, but I think last time I looked it was €60 for the €60 something for the two cans, and you mix equal parts mix up in with a little bit of ink or something, and they give you your pour. But that's I think it's €64 for the two. Whereas that PVA glue is €4.50 for a litre. And if it's going to do the same thing, I might just have to paint underneath beforehand if I put a bit of PVA glue on it. You know, it's just saving time and money, really. I say saving time, they're still not dry, but you know. Anyway, I rub it on. If you're new to the channel, I do apologise. I do rub it on quite a lot. Right, this week's vote, guys. Last week's vote, I think there was like 4 or 5 people that come in and voted Saturday evening. With the voting, the reason I have it Friday is because then if I need to put gravel on the model, I can do that Friday afternoon. Then Saturday I can spray it, and then I can start painting it Sunday and finish painting it Monday. It's just so that come to Monday, I'm not under pressure to try and get a model or a unit done. I've got most of it done already. So, you know, I apologise to you guys that voted. That votes come in Saturday. Guys, get your votes in by Friday. I don't look at it usually now until Friday about 4 o'clock when I come into the workshop. So just get it into me before Friday, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and it'll count. Okay. So, you know, it's frustrating to me because I want to include those votes on, you know, on the Saturday when they came in, but I'd already done the dice roll off on the Friday afternoon to figure out which model I'm going to have to gravel and start getting ready. So, sorry guys, but it needs to be Friday before 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay. This isn't a question, it's more of a message that was sent to me. Your last terrain build, don't beat yourself up, they still look great. Yeah, they look fantastic. It wasn't what I was trying to achieve. I wanted to try and have an opening in the ground with teeth coming out and all that sort of thing. Now, I could use the expanded foam and just done that way, but I don't know. I like what I've got. Everything I build I like. But I'm just tweaking my brain that how can I do it with the teeth. I don't really want to use expanded foam and carve it because then I need to filler mix that, and the filler may not sit where I want it to because it's a structure. It might just run down a little bit. But I'm still thinking about it, but I will try to do something like that again. But the other thing is disappointing because the chains weren't long enough, but I'm happy with what I've got, and I'm overly happy with the way the PVA glue looks in the pool. Absolutely fantastic, because I've actually tried hot glue before to make it give me like a water effect. It's worked to some degree, but not that great. But this is the way. The only thing I need to do now is get a couple more pots of this before they're out of stock, because it's absolutely fantastic. Anyway, thank you for that statement. Your painting is growing each week. Can you do some AOS stuff, please? Yes, I will. Because the game that I'm working on, that should have been finished by the end of February, and is nowhere near it, because I had to start doing stuff off camera. So at the moment, the bloodletters I have, there's actually another question talking about models off camera, but the bloodletters I have in the house, their legs are all done. For some reason, I've lost one body off the sprue. I don't know why. So I've got an old bloodletter here with the horn, it's a musician, so I'm going to use him in that unit. But once they're done, the only stuff I have to do off camera to build will be, which I'll do in the evening in the house. When I usually do it when little one's dinner's cooking, so I'm not around the house. I'm there and I can see if it needs me to turn it off or whatever. Multitasking would be, there's 2 Catafan destroyers, which I've already done one on camera, so I don't need to do the other 2. But they're a little bit tricky, but they're pretty straightforward. There is the horror still to do, and I've got. That's it for the minute, I think. But yeah, once they've been done off camera, then I can go back to working on the game. But I do want to get some AOS stuff, because the game that I'm working on, I want to be able to use any sort of fantasy models, regardless of the height difference of the model or the build difference of the model. I want to be able to use them, because the way I look at it, I'm 6 foot. Someone could be 5'3", and we're both doing the same job. We're both able to do the same sort of stuff. I might be able to do it a little bit easier than someone else, but we'll both be able to do the same thing. So in sort of game terms, we have a group of adventurers. You go in a dungeon to adventure, sorry. Whether you're a halfling thief or you're a, ogre bandit or whatever, or it doesn't matter what you are, you should still be able to do the same sort of things. Obviously, if you're a thief, you'll have skills that a ranger won't have or a knight won't have, but you could have an ogre knight and then a human knight. One might be stronger than the other, but they both still can do the same job. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm just waffling on away a little bit, guys. I do apologise. But yeah, so going back to the question, with the AOS stuff, much like the old fantasy stuff, they're perfect for the game. The D&D stuff that I have and some D&D stuff that I've come across from the shop, perfect for the game, because they're all different heights and different builds, but you can clearly look at them and say, like, this model is this, and this is what it looks like, and this is what it is. Especially with D&D stuff, because you'll have like elven rangers, you'll have elven knights, you'll have all these different races doing different classes, which fit perfectly with the game, because you don't need to do much conversion to make it. Obviously I want to 3D print some stuff when 3D print comes for the game, but I do want to get some AOS stuff to paint for the game. Also the AOS stuff, some of it is absolutely fantastic models, and I look at it and go, I want to paint that. But because I don't play AOS, I don't care. I don't even look at it when I go in. But actually, when I was in the model shop and I picked up Plague Bearers, I had to get up on the AOS side because there was nothing on the Demon side. Which, so that's when here's the AOS stuff. This is the way. And with that as well, another question is, when I go to the model shop, how do I know what to get? Because I always get lost. We all get lost when we go to the model shop. We walk in there and we go, oh, I need X, Y, and Z. But you pick up X, Y, A, B, C, and forget the one thing that you needed. I've done it numerous times, and I'm guaranteed all of you have done the same thing. Gone in there for 1 paint or 2 paints and come back with 6 paints. The two that you need, you didn't even get, whether they're in stock or not, and models and some glue and this. We've all done it. What I like to do when I go into the model shop, I will order something to arrive in a couple of weeks, because I don't always have everything in stock, like in the shop, because there's no point having stuff in the shop that doesn't sell weekly basis. So it's all fast moving stuff or new stuff in the shop, which is great. So I order something online to be delivered to the store. I will then pick something up, a paint or 2 and a model. Off I go. The next time I go there, I order something else online, pick up the thing that I've already ordered online, pick up another model and some paints. Okay? And if I keep doing that every time, I'm going to continuously grow stuff, but it's a nice little rhythm. So if I go there and I don't have the money to get something in the store, but or there's nothing there that I want, I've got something that I've already ordered. That's because the best way to do that is just go with a piece of paper with something that you want to order online and say, this is what I want. I'm going to have a look around before I get lost, but that's what I want to order online. Anyway, I do waffle on. I do apologise. You have an idea about 10th edition when it's coming out and what's in the model, what models are in there. Do you have any information on the old world yet? I've not heard anything of the old world. I know it's coming, and I did talk about it a long time ago, but I haven't heard anything up to date. Now I would imagine this time next year we'll start hearing whispers about it, because I would imagine it would come out in maybe 2024, somewhere in there. That's just a guess now. I don't know that for a fact, but they're not going to release it on top of 10th edition 4K, because they'll just be overshadowed. My hope is, at the moment, you have AOS, you have Horus Heresy, and you have 40k. Obviously, you have Necromando and Blood Bowl and all that stuff, but I'm talking about, they're the 3 AOS, Horus Heresy, and 40k are the 3 big main things that sell well for them. So my hope is that when the old world comes out, it's going to be in that same category. It's not going to be in like a Necromunda, blah blah. They're fantastic games, but they don't sell as big as the others. You know, my opinion. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, chuck on below and let me know, guys. But to me, I hope that the old world fits into that category. AOS, the old world, Horus Heresy, and 40k. You know, and I hope that they're going forward. That they're 4 big, you know, things that keep selling, keep going. Because the way 40k is as hot as anything, and they can really push that in 10th edition to some crazy levels. Right, sorry, I lost my train of thought before I said. I hope I finished what I was saying. I don't know until I look at the playback. I just got interrupted. As is off the cuff video, it's what happens. It's like one step away from being live, so I can't help that, guys, unfortunately. So I'm going to move on to the next question. And if I didn't answer that one fully, you know, just ask me again, and I'll answer it again next week. There's 2 questions here in terms of they're different but they're dissimilar. So I'm going to read them both and answer them both. How's your vast old metal models coming along? Any brush to model yet? Out of the how's your stuff off camera coming? Well, the metal models, they're coming along, but it's just very slow, and there's bits that I need to finish them. So for example, there's 4 Terminators down there, Assault Cannon, 2 Stormbolters, and a Sergeant with a Stormbolter Power Sword. But that's not a legal squad. So if I buy a box of Terminators, I can put one into them to make that unit. I've got a Terminator with Heavy Flamer. I can put the other 4 Terminators in with Heavy Flamer to make 2 units. I have to do stuff like that. That's the same with the Space Marines and the Chaos Space Marines. There's 40 odd, 50 odd Space Marine Firstborn here. I think there's 47 or something like that. But I need to probably buy a box of Tactical Marines and then just make the Tactical Marines, but then use the other parts to finish these guys off. Or the Assault Marines, build the Assault Marines and put the other parts, because I want no chainsaws, no chain swords. I've got a few power swords, a few power fists, but no chain swords. Which, you know, I like to have the Assault Marines with a bolt pistol and chainsword. I know they can have a plasma gun or a flamer or something like that. One of them can. I know that. One of them can have a plasma pistol as well. 2 of them can have a plasma pistol, something like that. But I need to bring the codex over and have a look and go, okay, this unit is going to be this, and these are the parts that I need, and these are the parts that I have. So we can do that. That's with them. With the stuff off camera, I think I already had that earlier on. There's just stuff to do. The Seekers behind me are finished painted. I just need to astrogranite their base today, because then it's just a quick 2 dry brush and they're done. They can put with the others. I still actually have another 10 of those to put together as well, off camera. So this goes back to what I said a little while ago. There's loads of little jobs to do, and I just don't get the time to do it all. I'm hoping, I want to try and get the most of it done before my holiday. That is, who knows, but when it comes in, I want to try and get it done before then, so then I haven't got to mess around and spend a day doing all those. It's all done. Okay, what do you think about the new battle tank, the Rebel Dawn? I think it looks amazing. I think it looks absolutely fantastic, and I think in all reality the Imperial Guard, and I said this before, Imperial Guard, Astra Militarum, not just them, every single faction in 40k, their codex should be as big as the Space Marine codex in terms of the amount of unit choices they can have. And I don't mean, oh, we have a Lemuros battle tank with, you know, battle cannon and all the normal toys, but then there's another unit entry where it has twin link laser cannons, or another one where it has twin linked assault cannons. No, they're variants of the same unit. They should have different tanks, should have different units. They should have, literally, you should be like, even if half of them made to order, it should be like, what am I going to add to the army now? So you continuously adding stuff. Now, if you work for GW and looking at this, you know, there's a good marketing idea. Just have massive amounts of different unit types. Even if you buy a box and you do this anyway, where you have 2 different things in that box, but you can make one of them. That's fantastic. That's, you know, just carry on doing that. Unit of like KD and guardsmen, but have different head options, you know, or just even if you've done it the way you used to do the old skeletons, where you have the body and you have the chest piece that goes over the top. So if you want to make them jungle warriors, you don't put the chest piece on. If you want to make them, you know, whatever, that's just my way of thinking anyway. But they should have, you know, as much options as the Space Marines. All the different factions. Can you imagine, you know, the Tyranids having, I think was it 50 odd? Was it 40 odd unit types in the Space Marine Codex? I think something like someone's going to be sitting there counting them. I'm talking HQs as well as, you know, normal units and troops, and tanks and everything else. Not the variants, so not a dreadnought armed with this, then another dreadnought armed with something different. That's plus one unit entry. I think that would just absolutely blow the whole, not blow the game to bits, but just actually just open up the playing field for every single faction. But to answer your question, I love the Dawn. I love the Rogal Dawn. I think it's fantastic. I've seen a few different turret variations on it, and I just think it looks fantastic. I'm looking. I want to see the price of it. I haven't seen the price of it yet, and I want to see the price of it because if it's reasonable. When I say reasonable, you know, 30, 40, 50 quid, I will probably get one and do a Let's Build on the channel, and it'll probably be the first model that I use for my Astra Militarum. Because everyone that's new here, I am trying to build every single faction, not to a specific points cost, but build it up so it's at least 1,000 points, and then we can play battle reports of them, and then just keep adding to them, week by week, month by month. Where are we? This is the last question before we go to the vote, and I'll show you the terrain piece. Out of all the voting models, what ones are you most hyped to paint? Now, see, that's a good question as well, because there's a few of them here that I really want to paint, but there's some that I want to paint, but I don't want to paint on a Monday painting video because I don't want to be under that time restraint. I would rather just start it and paint it, and then just upload it. Surprise! You know, this is what I painted. Just you know, just because they're just absolutely fantastic sculpts, fantastic models, and I want to do them justice. I'm actually really, I actually, Judasar, whatever it's called, I actually really want to paint him. Bizarrely, when the last Monday's painting vote, my last Monday's painting video, I done rolled the dice for the vote. It was between the HQ of my choice or the Rangers, and I had the Judicar on the table, and I was like, I really want to paint him. But then I've got the Blade Guard Veteran Ancient, or Blade Guard Ancient. Again, that's another model I want to paint. Morgan Ra, the Luminar, the Converted Chaos Sorcerers. What are we going to here? The First Sister, the Engineer. I actually want to paint all of them. There's some by others, but you know, that's just, it doesn't mean, guys, with me saying that or mentioning those names, doesn't mean you go, oh, we're going to vote for that for you, John. You vote for whatever you want, because it will get to a point where there's too many models built, and I'll just go, right, okay, let me paint this, and I'll paint it and just do that. Yeah, but that's all the questions. If you guys have any questions for me, I'm hitting 24 minutes, just, oh my goodness me. If you guys have any questions for me, chuck them on below, and I'll answer it on next week's Weekly Wednesday. If you need an answer straight away, I'll give you an answer straight away, and then I'll answer it on next week's Weekly Wednesday to help everyone else the same question. There are no silly questions, okay? I'm just glad that no one's asked me about wet pallets anymore. There was a stage where I was getting wet pallet questions every week, and it was like, and I think some people were just doing it just to... Anyway, if you don't want to chuck on below because you're embarrassed, you just think, well, I don't know if people are going to take the mickey out of me or whatever, go over to Unique Wargaming Terrain Facebook page. There is a messenger button there. You can hit that and message me directly. If you message me via Messenger, I won't say, okay, this person, blah, blah. I don't usually mention people's names because it's not, you know, yeah, if you're looking at this and you haven't hit the subscribe button, guys, hit the subscribe button. It costs you nothing. It costs you absolutely nothing. Turn your notifications on because you won't miss anything then. There's some crazy stuff that goes on this channel, and the channel's growing all the time, and it's fantastic, and I love it. And a massive thank you to all of you that subscribe to the channel and all of you that keep watching every week. I've waffled on enough now. I'm going to bring you down and show you the water effect. It's still not dry, but you'll see it and go, oh wow, that's fantastic. And then we'll do the vote. Okay, see you in a sec, guys. Are you ready? Look at that, that's absolutely fantastic. It's still a little bit, but see how reflective that is. You can actually see all the stuff at the back here. You can see the shadow going. That's my finger. Look, that's how reflective it is. It looks back absolutely. I need swollen. It looks absolutely fantastic. I can't wait to do that onto something else. Right, this week's vote. I can't remember if I had the draw underneath here last week or this one. I can't remember. But anyway, we have a Space Marine Chaplain. We have an Apothecary, which is going to be a difficult paint because they're white armour. We have the Judicar. That doesn't mean you have to vote for him. Doesn't matter. We have the little Goblin Dude, which is actually a fantastic model. I think that's I can't remember what company that's from, but if that does get the vote, I'll talk about it. The Demonettes. We have the Luminar. We have Dire Avengers. We have a Librarian with a Force Axe. We have the Phoenix Lord, Striking Scorpion one. We have the Converted Chaos Sorcerer. We have this dude, which is actually he's actually a Space Marine Captain in Terminator armor, but I'm going to use it as an Ancient in Terminator armor. We have 10 Bloodletters. We have the Blade Guard Veteran Ancient, or Blade Guard Ancient. We have this Sanashi Sorcerer. We have Morgan Ra. We have Swooping Hawks. We have the Noggle Converted Chaos Sorcerer. We have the Sword God Walt Snagger. We have the Librarian. We have the Captain. And we have a wild card. The wild card is, if he gets voted on, it gets painted. And wins, it gets painted. The wild card's only been voted on once. And it was a Jabba Swift, that one. That was the wild card. So, you know, that was a big surprise to everyone because it's a big model. And it's an amazing paint, if I do say myself. Yeah, just get your votes in before, comment on this video for your votes before Friday afternoon. There's no panic because everything has to be painted. And like I said, when it gets to the stage of there's more models here glued ready to be done, and I've got very little to add to it, I'll start just do random painting videos on the bits and pieces. And when the Imperial magazine comes in, there won't be a vote that week. I'll just take something out that I want to paint and just get it painted with a Monday painting video. But you know, there's something that it was suggested to me. I'm going to give it a try once, maybe once to try see how those numbers go on the channel. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Sorry about the disturbance, I got interrupted, and I've waffled on 28 minutes. Guys, until next week, I need to get out of here now because the video's too long. Until next week, take it easy. See you later.